welcome to episode 26 of my knitting podcast. My name is Marlene and I'm a knitter from Marburg and I'm happy that you're here. I want to talk to you about some of my making recently, the things I've finished, some stuff that I have on my needles currently, and then maybe a couple of things that I would like to cast on in the future. I also have 2 giveaway announcements in this video, so 2 people who have won prizes recently I want to announce, and then there's another announcement that I want to be talking about in the end. It's nothing personal or specifically knitting related, but more so charity related, and I'm so happy to be talking about it, but that will all be at the end of the video, and I hope to be getting there quite quick. We'll see how that goes. Today I am wearing my Traveler's Cardigan by Ozetta, which is a finished object for this week. I've actually finished this last week, but I have not been able to take a picture where either the camera is not like, the picture is a bit smudged, like it's not perfectly clear. In the other one, the 2 sleeves look different lengths, and then the next one, the lighting was just a bit shit, so I've not been able to take a really good after blocking picture. I have a quite nice before blocking picture, but that doesn't really help because it does look very different after blocking actually. This has relaxed so much with blocking, which is a nice thing, and I've been really enjoying wearing this. This is the like I said, Traveler Cardigan. I've used some pretty basic drops, just like tortoiseshell looking buttons. I haven't done major modifications on this. This was my first integrated button band that I've knit, and my first unspun wool project as well as my first balloon sleeve project. So there's lots of firsts with this project, and I really enjoyed making it. This was a mini cow with my friend Vanissia from the Woolly Worker, who I will be talking about later a bit because she's part of the reason why there is another announcement. So go check her out. I'll link all of her information down below and places that you can find her. And that being said, this project, it took a bit more time than it would have if I were to, like, if I would have been able to focus on it more. And then obviously there were a couple of things that I ran into with it being my first unspun project that I had to take some pauses and be like, okay, let's regroup and think about this some more before like going on with the project. But now I really do enjoy it. I think it is extremely lightweight and still really warm, which is a really nice quality that unspun has to it. I've been wearing it a couple of days and it already has been pilling a bit, not too much. Obviously to all of you who are also really loving watching Inga's video, Knitting Traditions, she has numerous times talked about how she likes to incorporate a silk mohair when knitting with unspun, which is something that I want to do in the future as well. I also got some more unspun from Woolen Twine a couple of weeks ago, and so I would like to do that maybe in a slip over. But yeah, let's move on to some more finished objects. I'm still a bit coughing a bit. Thank you all so much for your well wishes on my little throat situation in my latest Vlogmas. It was really heartwarming to see so many of you wishing me to get better soon, which thank you so much. I feel better now, but I'm still coughing quite a bit, and that's just annoying more so than it is very bad, like hurting a lot. But yeah, moving on to my finished objects, some more finished objects, because obviously the cardigan is a finished object. These are my 6-ply 2x2 rib socks, which are basically inspired by the Sunday socks by Petite Knit, but I've modified some of the numbers. These are going to be my Christmas socks, and I made them in the Trekking Tweed by Atelier Citron, which we sell at the shop. and I bought just one ball to make these with. So these only took about half of the skein, so I think I have a little less than half the skein left. I think this was a 150 gram skein, and I've got about, I think, 73 grams left, which is amazing, so I could make another pair. And yeah, let me show them. So these have these like really nice tweedy bits in the primary colors, and like I said, I am planning on wearing them on Christmas, but they're still just gonna be a really nice pair of 6-ply socks to have. Then moving on to a couple of HOTTIE sweaters that I made. This is my finished HOTTIE sweater in the Gepard Bouclé. This was held single, which is something that I've changed to how I usually knit my Bouclé hot water bottle covers. This is such a mouthful. And I've also changed the numbers. That was also inspired by Inga from Knitting Traditions, because she was talking about her adjustments of making a bottle cover for like a tiny one. And I've had this one for such a long time. It's perfect if you're like crampy during your period, or if you just have like a lower back ache, or just being cold and like you want to carry it around. It's obviously a lot smaller, and so that's nice. There was actually also another person online on Instagram who sent me her adjustments to that pattern and how she did it, and so I incorporated both of their feedback and helpful notes into mine, and I have linked or I've written down all the steps that I have done differently to the original pattern in my Ravelry project page. I've actually done the kind of like cuff of the bottle to the pattern for the first time with the other one that I'm going to show you next, and then this one was my second one. I did not do that on my first try sometime this year ago. I did already make one for myself, and I couldn't be bothered at the time to do it. It was not very, I don't want to say it wasn't written clearly, but I think, so the pattern is by PaulaStrickt. Susanne Müller, I think is her name, and I think sometimes her patterns can like tend to be a bit wordy, which for me is not what I particularly enjoy, since now learning more about knitting and needing a bit less guidance in some of the steps. So having more wordy patterns can tend to like confuse me, even though they're trying to help the knitter, I guess. And then also, yeah, it's just more work to read through all of the notes, I guess. But I took the time to read through them and then actually realized that it was actually a really nice way of making it. I don't know if it's just the bouclé that makes this a bit more difficult to just do a folded cuff, which other hot water bottle covers have. I know that, but yeah, it was really worth it getting the pattern, like actually paying for it, as I had done earlier this year already, but like actually following that part of the pattern was really worth it. I'm actually going to get the second one. I've got it in my gifting cupboard. Unfortunately, I have already wrapped one of my presents that I wanted to show you because it's another finished object, but let me move on with the hot water bottle covers. Okay, so this one is the first one I actually finished. This is in the Drops Bouclé, and I just followed the instructions to a T. I've actually, since finishing this, got a new hot water bottle. This is just going to be for in here. This looks a bit bigger, but this actually fits, and something that I didn't know, but this has actually been tested. This is something Laura Penrose said on her latest on one of her latest vlogmases, which I didn't know, is that there is actually a year of production on these, which they can also, because this is rubber material, they can also go bad. Like they can, it's like a goodbye, best before date, like on how would you say, like on food, like on packaged up food, which I didn't know. So I'm sorry, I can't explain this very eloquently, but Laura did. And so this is how I realized that there's a best before date for hot water bottles that, like I said, I didn't know before. So I've just put it on here now. Unfortunately, I think I have knitted the cuff a bit too short. This might also be because I haven't like blocked it. Maybe I should do that and then put it on again. There might be different reasons, but I think my mom still will love this. This is going to be one of her Christmas presents, and it's my third finished object. Yeah, next time around, like I said, I would maybe make this a bit longer. Maybe the designer had a different hot water bottle in mind while designing this. There is actually about 2 centimeters missing here. And with the Bouclé, I really can't be bothered to open it back up. But also maybe I should just be blocking it. I block all of my other, like my garment makes always and forever. And with this, I'm just a bit disappointed now seeing that it doesn't really cover it. Which then making, like doing the extra work of doing like double folded cuff wasn't really worth it. So that is a bit of a bummer. Actually on my hot water bottle it looked a bit better. Maybe that was a bit shorter on that one, but yeah, never mind. These are done, and that is a great thing in my books, since that was going to be my hopefully last Christmas gift knitting project, and then a little project for myself, which is really nice. When I was sick last week, I was just sleeping with this one in my bed. And yeah, there will also probably only be one more very tiny, maybe like a scrunchy gift knit that I will make for Secret Santa this year. I have decided on a yarn, but I just need to make it, and that'll just be maybe a one evening project in between. So the next thing that I, like I said, have already packaged up, and it's under the tree actually. It's the mini crop puff sweater by the Wandering Flock. I've talked about that one, like many of my other projects. I've talked about it already in my Vlogmas. So if you've been watching these videos, these weekly Vlogmas updates, you'll have seen it, and I will put up a picture too. It's in the woolly knit, I think it's merino 4-ply. I felt it single on a 2.5mm needle, and I really like the look of it. It's going to be another promise keeper for Hannes this year, because I will be making him a stick season sweater by the Gregoria by Rebecca Clow for next year. I wasn't able to make it till Christmas for him, so he'll get the yarn and the promise keeper among some of his other presents, and then I will be making it in the next year, which really worked out well last year, so I thought that was a nice idea to gift. So yeah, these are all my finished objects, some of which I am wearing, some others that I have just realized I've made a mistake on, which is a bit of a bummer. Maybe I can switch out the water bottles and gift my mom the one that is a bit shorter, although that one is probably a couple of years old already, which then completely, misses the purpose of using it only to its best by date in a way. Yeah, that is a situation where I don't exactly know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably just block it and make a real good point about blocking out the cuff of the hot water bottle cover, which I hope to not be saying that word from here on again, because I'm done with the word. It's too difficult of a word to say multiple times. So I wanted to show you some of the progress I made on my sweet shop blanket. For now, I think this is going to be the width that I will be working from. So I've put in 4 more squares, which are these ones. This was a Advent colorway that I got in my Advent calendar by Lydia. This was Bryant Park by Sorella Yarns. I got this in my mini set at Flock this year. And then this beautiful brick color was also from my Advent by my friend. And then Torrey de Giralda by Olivia and Oliver Fibers. I got a mini of that one a couple of months ago. I don't actually remember when that was. It was some time this year, and I had about 10 grams left over to put into the blanket, which I'm really happy with. I love the progress that I made, and these are 5 squares now. I think the lap rectangle has one more square on like the short end side, and then goes up for about, I think, like 50 squares or something, like 48. I think that's okay to say. Like, I'm not talking about the techniques, but like I said, it's a pay for pattern, and I would highly recommend getting it. But I think it's okay to say what I'm aiming at, which then means I'm about a fifth of the way of finishing the blanket, which it's not something that I want to desperately finish soon. It's a project that I want to take my time with, but yeah, I'm happy that I worked in some more squares with some Advent knitting, which was a goal of mine this December to have some fun with my Advents. The next thing that I have newly cast on actually is my Halo V-neck by Kadri. With this pattern, I want to thank one of my lovely viewers who has gifted me this pattern from my Ravelry wish list. Thank you so much. This is actually the progress I have made. I've finished the back panel so far, and then I've picked up for the left front. I am supposed to do another kind of like row repeat here before going to like moving on to the other side, picking up the stitches and doing the right side front. I've actually adjusted something in the pattern that this was kind of like a lucky mistake when picking up the stitches. So she has like a I-cord construction from which you then pick up the stitches, and it's supposed to look something like this, which I then later realized, but mine looks like this. So I hope you're able to see that my I-cord is more of a 3D shape. This actually reminds me a bit of the Piping Hot sweater by Lily Kate Makes, or Lily Kate France, which I think is really cool. And like I said, it was a mistake at first, but then I kind of like the look of it, and so I'm keeping this. It's more of a 3D element than what Kadri I think has intended it to look like, which is more of like a faux seam, which is also pretty beautiful. And I've seen other people do it like this, but I don't know, I kind of like the look of this like more 3D seam on the back side on like a drop shoulder. So yeah, I am using BC Garn Simila Pura in the color 04 from my stash. I've used that yarn before making my sweater number 18 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and then I am using Woolbury fiber in the Berry Surrey base in Homestead, which I'm missing its skein. I've just recently realized that there is like 3 yarn sweater quantities which are missing exactly 1 skein. So I really don't know what I was thinking buying these. Like 2 of them were from festivals, and I'm like, what was I thinking at the time? The other one is for my blanket actually, and I'm a bit scared that I might run out halfway through it. So I'm thinking about putting up looking for dye lot yarns in specific dye lots on my Instagram soon, just to be like, has anyone got this in this specific dye lot and is willing to part with it? Obviously I'm gonna pay for it, I'm gonna pay for shipping, if there's like anyone who would be able to offer me up like a skein of that. But yeah, I only have 3. Fortunately, I have a Surrey alpaca, I think Surrey silk cone in my stash that I used for another project. my Kalani blouse that is really similar in colors. And I'm going to try and finish up most of the sweater with what I got. And then if the need, like if there is need for putting in more, which obviously I'm not close to the meterage I would need another skein. I would try and do, which is something I've done on another project before, do the cuffs and like the ribbing and maybe even the v-neck ribbing in that other sari, which like I said is really similar, and I will show you in another episode. But yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. That was something I got from Flock, and I know obviously Woolberry wouldn't offer it now. So I've seen one person on Ravelry who actually like has one skein, but they're not like, it's not up for sale. I've contemplated like just writing them a message being like, what would it take for you to sell that to me? I know some people have had experience where that worked out, but I'm just not sure like if it's gonna work out, how it's gonna work out, but I'll make it work. And if I have to sub in some other sari that is very similarly looking but like not the same, I think it'll be fine. Since the Simila Pura also has like a melange look, maybe that'll deter like the differences in the colors. But yeah, I love this so far. I love the touch, like how it feels. A sari alpaca with like a nice wool. It's just a really nice thing. Yeah. My second sweater project is the Traveler Crewneck by Andrea Maury. I don't actually think I've worked on this a lot since the last time, so I'm just gonna show you where I'm at. I don't actually think I've made any more progress. I think this is actually from my last episode, the progress I've made. So let me just take this progress marker out of where it just was and put it in where I'm at now so I can make some more progress, and then actually going to be able to show you. I think because I have focused on the things that I finished for this week, this hasn't been worked on massively. Like I said, because I wanted to get my last gift knitting finished and some other projects worked on. That's how it goes. Yeah, I'm going to talk about more of how I'm feeling about my plans for this month and how it's been going so far later in the video, but that is my first bottom-up construction and I need to work on it some more, but I will do that maybe tonight. I also started, let me talk about the hat I had casted on already. This is a hipster hat by Petite Knit. This is in the colorway Muckross in the Rockies DK. I've actually made about this much of progress during a movie last night when we went to the cinema watching the new Hunger Games movie, which I don't know if you need to see that, but oh well. So this is my progress so far. I have actually put it side by side with my other hipster hat that I already own. This has a bit of cashmere in it, so it's a bit more drapey, I think. It's from Olivia and Oliver Fibers, the Burnt Umber colorway in her cashmere DK. And so speaking from like a comparison point of view, is that actually English? I'm not sure. But I will try and make this one a bit shorter than this one. I actually like the like pointy look of this, but to be honest, it always cinches in a bit, and I think I would want this to be a bit more, a bit less pointy, even though I love this one. I just want some variation, especially if I have two of like the same pattern. Yeah, so this has only been worked on yesterday, but I got in a good like 10 centimeters during the movie, which was nice. I only made a couple minor mistakes, like 2x2 ribbing isn't like the ideal thing to do in the dark, so where I'm not like actually able to look at it, but the couple of mistakes that I made, I had already mitigated, like I had fixed again, like the same night, so that was not a problem. My next whip is actually also a hat. It's also a green hat, but it's a completely different color green. It's in my new Bouclé Bouche bag, which I love, and it's the Lanivendole Stormy blend DK, which is such a nice yarn. And this is the Ola hat. The Ola hat, again by Susanne Müller, who is PaulaStrickt, has been on my to make list for some time now. And again, another lovely viewer has gifted this pattern to me from my Ravelry wish list, so thank you so much. I really wanted to challenge myself and try out a different head construction, which, like I said, mostly I had done some different 2x2 or 1x1 or just stockinette hats. This one is a, I can only wear it like this for now, but this one is a half brioche or half fisherman's rib hat. And I hope I don't look too silly now, but I love this. I love the color. I hope it translates well to the camera and you're not like, this is not a great green on you, Marlene. But yeah, this has been a really nice thing to learn something new with, and it's been knitting up really nicely. And I think I don't have too much to go on this one as well. So yeah, Ola hat by PaulaStrickt, Lanivendole Stormy blend DK in Walden is this beautiful green color, and I got it at Barcelona Knits Festival. My next and last work in progress is my Barber shawl. And I think, I mean, I haven't moved this, so this is not the marker from where I was at the last episode, which was more about like here. But this was where I frogged last. So let me move it up again so I don't forget. So this marker was where it had recently been, and I'm actually going to move it to this side because this is actually the side where I how would you say that, increase stitches, and I had at some point forgotten to increase some stitches, which brought me to the difficult decision of frogging again, which it only was like a couple of rows, which wasn't too bad, and like frogging it once had given me the self-esteem and like self-belief that I could do it again, and I just ripped out the needles and like ripped back a couple of rows and then put in the needle again, which was no problem at all. So that was really nice, thanks to the yarn, I guess, which had enough like yeah, so the how would you say that, like it was the stitches were like standing up enough, so this had enough structure so I could get back in. I'm not sure if that is a good explanation, but yeah, I didn't want it to like go, I wanted this to just be to pattern, I guess. I had thought about changing it up, and actually one person on Ravelry had done the same, where it wasn't going like this, like in a pointy way, but more so like this. And I'm not saying I didn't like that person's project. I was really happy to see another person had decided for themselves that they wanted to change the pattern, which I think is like, it's such a good thing if you do want to do that. But I looked through the other projects. There's some really gorgeous project pages for the Barber shawl by Gregoria Fibers on Ravelry. You should definitely check it out. And it just assured me in my thought that I really wanted it to be just like that, like just like the original. And I'm actually quite happy with how far I've gotten so far. I think this is about maybe like 30-40%. I have to count the stitches again if I'm like how close to the stitch count I actually am. That was kind of like my goal, or is the written out stitch count in the pattern, which is my personal goal, so it's kind of the same. But yeah, that is actually the last thing on my list of December plans that I want to get finished. Everything else I have finished, which is really nice. It's like the 11th of December, and I have finished most of the project that I wanted to get done. I still have a couple of like, would be nice, or I could do that on my list, but honestly, I'm just doing some more advent knitting, this little secret Santa thing that I want to do, a little scrunchie with my friend Lydia's croissant scrunchie pattern, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. And then get some more progress on my sweaters that I have currently on my needles. Like I said, ideally I would cast on another cushion for a cozy at home cow, the Aosta cushion. Ideally I would start the Mudo sweater. I've actually decided not to swatch for that sweater, to just start it and like see if my gauge fits throughout knitting it, just because I haven't swatched with color work before and I'm actually not looking forward to it. So I'm just gonna hope for the best, and if it's not, like if the gauge doesn't fit, I can always rip it out again and start anew, which yeah, that would be something I would like to do also in the next couple of weeks. But I'm really happy with the pace I'm going at. I'm happy that my plans have turned out to be so realistic that I was able to finish a couple of things, and I'm actually really happy with what I've got on my needles and what I've recently come off my needles, which is I think it's a really good place to be at. My spinning has been a bit slow. I think the bat, or like the top, the fleece, I'm actually not sure how to call it, which it said that it was washed and carded. I don't think it has been carded really well. I don't want to like assume anything because like I'm not an expert, but there's lots of like little kind of like bits in it still, even fiber bits, that make it a bit harder to just like make a nice like fiber, like a nice yarn with it, even a nice single, which I think that might like even out more with plying, but I'm planning on doing a 2-ply, and I have just not prioritized it in the last week. I have knit on, like I have spun one morning, like half an hour, which is nice. And like I said, I'm only planning on just spinning once a week, which I've totally done that, but I've just haven't done it as often as I would like to, which I'm going to prioritize again. And that's cool. I think I'm quite happy with how it's going. So as you can see, I'm a bit like trying to move along quite quickly. I've been filming quite a lot this month, so I'm happy if I don't have to edit too much with this video, which I've probably had to like cut out at least 20 coughing sessions already, which yeah, I'm happy if I can rest my voice again. And so I would really love to announce the giveaway winners. I want to remind you again that I got some El Robledal de la Santa yarn, a sock yarn. This is a beautiful fine sock, hand dyed, extra fine merino and nylon in Anassa Terra. I've decided on this one purely because I wanted to try out the BFL sock, which the other one was. I think the colors are stunning on both of them, so it was really hard to decide. But this one, one of my Ko-Fi supporters has won. Thank you to all of my Ko-Fi supporters, especially to those who have decided on becoming monthly supporters, which you can do for just the cost of a coffee. And yeah, so the Ko-Fi winner is Chris Knits Fits, and I'm going to put the name on the screen for a second. So Chris, I guess is your name, Chris, maybe Christina. Thank you so much for being a supporter on my Ko-Fi and watching the channel and being part of this community, and I hope you will enjoy making some beautiful socks with this yarn. And for the chai buttons, which so many of you took part in this giveaway as well, and I'm so grateful to Pigeon Wishes for gifting these buttons. The winner for these buttons is Sarah's Handmade. Thank you again, Sarah, for being a watcher and supporter of this channel and taking part in the giveaway. You have won these beautiful buttons, and I'm happy hopefully to see them on one of your cardigan makes in the future. If both of you could please contact me at my email address, which I'll have linked in my description box, or on Instagram. Honestly, for me, both is fine. I would just ask you to contact me so we could arrange the shipping situation. You can send me your email and I'm going to ship the prizes out to you really soon. Again, I wanted to make a little disclaimer here because the bot situation has been a bit difficult again recently. Please don't send out your information or any money to bots acting as they were me. They're using my profile picture sometimes and acting as if you've won, or one particular person has won a giveaway, commenting back on their comments, like answering their comments. I read all of the comments, and give them like a like so you can see that I've actually read it and like thought about it. If I'm asking you guys for suggestions of patterns, I'm typing in them into Ravelry if I don't know them, and this has given me such major cardigan inspiration, so thank you again. And then I'll take 1 or 2 hours out of my week if I do like a giveaway like that. Obviously the comments section is a bit bigger than usual, and I take a couple of hours out of my day to actually reply to a lot of the comments as well. I don't get to all of them usually, especially if it's a giveaway, it's a lot, but yes, I do answer comments sometimes, and I'll wish you good luck for the giveaway, but I'm never going to reply and tell you that you won. I'm always just going to announce it in the next following podcast episode upload, that who the winners are, and then I'm gonna ask you to contact me. I feel like the crazy sock lady right now, because she obviously has a much huger, like a much bigger channel on here, but she has to say or make this disclaimer so many times as well. And yeah, it's not funny. It's honestly quite bothersome. Like I don't want you guys to feel like you might have won and then you're disappointed. Like I'm disappointed that I have to like look them up, and you can also block them. That would be really helpful for me. And I'm always trying to be really open in my communication about these things. But yeah, that has been happening again, and I'm sorry if that has happened to you. And thank you so much to the people who have made me aware again, because honestly, sometimes I don't even see it. And then some of my viewers contact me being like, have you seen this? And I'm like, thankful for you guys. So actually my latest or my last announcement in this episode, and then I hope to be wrapping up quite quickly thereafter, is that I'll be a guest on the Woolly Workers charity live stream, 12 hours live stream. I've written down some notes so I don't miss anything. So Vanissia has her first podcast anniversary coming up here on YouTube as well on the 2nd of January actually. And she has planned, and she's like the queen of planning, if I do say so myself, because I love planning, but if you've seen that girl, you know what true dedication for good plans actually looks like. She really, yeah, she's good with that. She has planned a huge charity live stream, which is going to try and raise 3,000 British pounds to give to the Samaritans, a charity organization who is focused on helping people with mental health issues in the UK, which is a cause really dear to my heart. Obviously, I'm really open about my own mental health issues on here, and I'm also being open to new friends like Vanissia, old friends of mine in real life as well as on the internet in this beautiful community, speaking about issues like that. And she has more experience with the organization before, so if you want to get more information, you should definitely check out her videos. She's spoken about it in her latest episode that is going up today, I think. Mine is going to go up maybe tomorrow or the day after, so that should check. So I'm going to put all of the links in the description box. Like I said, she also has some really great informative templates, or like has made some, how do you call them? She's made some really good like infographics, so I can share these informations with you. There will be more podcasters announced that will join the live stream. For now, it's me and 2 other women who I also enjoy watching. So it's really nice to see like the community coming together for a great cause. There will also be prizes and sponsors, so lots of fun things to take part in and do good at the same time. So I hope that I didn't mess up anything. I was talking to Vanissia this morning and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all of this across eloquently. But like I said, if you've any more questions, you can always leave them in this comment section down below. You can DM either Vanissia or me. If I can answer them, I will gladly try and help her out a bit. Obviously, she has lots going on with that already, but then also there will be infographics on her profile on Instagram. I will be reposting some in my stories closer to the date, and then also she has spoken about these in her videos, and I'm sure you're already watching her and know of her, so I don't need to go into too much more detail. But yeah, I mean, good on you for being for doing something so great, Vanissia. I just enjoy that, and I've been enjoying our cow, and like I said, just having friends all over the world who are knitters and like just pretty rad people. So I feel like I sprinted through this episode. I feel pretty tired now. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna put in like a cough drop, so my throat is not gonna hurt as much anymore. No need to feel sorry for me. It's just a bad old cough, so I'm okay. I'm looking forward to knit on my makes a bit more. Like I said, there's just a couple of things that are going to come up. No acquisitions today. Like I said, I'm trying to minimize that a bit coming up. I have spent quite a bit of money this year on just wool and knits and knitting accessories, and I'm planning on doing a what I knit in 2023, but that is only going to go up sometime in January. I just don't want to put too much on myself. This month there's probably going to be 1 or 2 more vlogs coming up in this month or at the beginning of January, like I said. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video of me sitting next to my beautiful tree, feel free and give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. There's so many viewers who are not subscribed to the channel, and I know this sounds so pretentious, and like a million other YouTubers have said this phrase before, but if you do enjoy the videos, you can just click the subscribe button. It's free. Okay, I hope you're all having a good time this month. I hope you're celebrating the cozy little moments in life. It doesn't really matter if you're celebrating Christmas or not. I just hope you're having a cozy time, eating lots of tangerines and drinking lots of tea and taking care of yourselves and those that you love. And I hope you're getting lots of knitting time. Okay, bye you guys. Bye.